All right, so you officially made it through all of the week one content. We introduced you to intuitive eating. We introduced you to the basic important concepts of weight training. And then you also went through your first exercises as well. Now we're going to work our way into week two. We'll have an introduction of mindset shifting. Remember, there are three parts to health and wellness: the fitness portion, nutrition, and mindset portion. So, three different realms that we're working on. We'll also talk about affirmations. What are they? What are the benefits? Talk a little bit about fear of failure, what it does to you, and how it affects everything you're doing. We'll talk about our first variable training method, which will be tempo manipulation. And then we'll also talk a little bit about progressive overload and why that's so important in your weight training regimen. So, intro to mindset shifting. Mindset shifting is essentially all about learning how to reprogram the way that you view yourself and the way that you view everything around you in the world overall. And this shift happens on two different levels: the conscious level and the subconscious level. So, your conscious mind is in control of the awareness of what is around you and what you're experiencing, both physically and emotionally. So, at this present moment, in order to take control of your conscious mind, you must be aware of your thoughts at all times, both good and bad. So you must be aware that you are in control of every single thought or thing that goes through your mind at any point in time. Then on the other level, the subconscious mind is cemented deep beneath the conscious level and is like a data bank that holds long-term beliefs and values. So this is something that's a little bit harder to tap into just because it is so cemented into what you've taught yourself over many, many years. And since the subconscious mind is below surface level, it's harder to reprogram. And the best way to reprogram the subconscious is through continuous reassurance during your brain's most vulnerable stages. So, right when you wake up and right when you go to bed. Now, reprogramming your subconscious mind while continually holding yourself accountable through your everyday conscious thoughts is how you're going to successfully transition and train your thoughts to become more naturally positive and optimistic. So, hitting the conscious and subconscious mind is what is going to cause that mindset shift. Now, one practice that is going to help reprogram the subconscious mind while simultaneously keeping yourself aware of your conscious thoughts at this present moment is to do some affirmations. It's a journaling technique. It is all about reassuring yourself of the things that you want to feel. So, when you say, think, or even hear these affirmations, these thoughts create your reality. And research shows that there are between 45,000 to 51,000 different thoughts that cross our minds in one day, which is 150 to 300 a minute. And unfortunately, for most people, 80% of those thoughts are negative. And it is possible to reverse the negative aura around your thoughts by using these affirmations. So, like I said before, they're personal reassurances that we typically seek from outside validation. They're simple yet extremely powerful expressions. We used to drown what I call Mr. Mean voice. So that's the voice in your head that's telling you all these negative things about yourself, about the people you surround yourself with, about the world in general, and just any negative thoughts overall. He's the one that steers us away from a lighter realm, which includes our current peace and state of mind. Now, there are a few different affirmation categories included, but not limited to: self-esteem, self-love, and self-acceptance, abundance in the form of money, love, happiness, etc., and then also combating fears and anxieties. And we'll go more in depth about those three categories in the next couple slides. Now, the benefits of affirmations, there are a shit ton. First of all, internal motivation. So finding the drive internally to help you accomplish any goals that you're setting forth upon. It aids in accomplishing goals By keeping all the focus on that one goal, they manipulate Mr. Mean Voice or your subconscious mind to be fully in control of your thoughts and emotions. They better your thinking patterns and turn them more positive, and your behavior will begin to change, which as well can bring you in contact with people that'll help you reach your goals. Then lastly, they will make you feel naturally more positive, energetic, and active, which in turn will set you up to alter your internal and external worlds. So affirmations are all about reprogramming what you've been taught and what you've been telling yourself your entire life. And think about it. The reason those negative thoughts have always been going through your mind is because you've only been focusing on the negative thoughts. You have never introduced any positive ones. And because you're continuously reassuring yourself negative ones, there's no way to get yourself out of it without replacing those negative thoughts with positive ones. And this is where affirmations comes into play. Now, how to use affirmations. The most important aspect of affirmations is consistency. You consistently tell yourself negative thoughts, and so they stick consistently. And the way to reprogram it is to stick to consistent positive thoughts consistently. So repeating them every single day and practicing them day in and day out is how you're going to reap the powerful effects. First of all, write them down out on paper or in the notes app on your phone. I've found that the most positive way to do this is to literally write it out, pen, paper, because you are putting your floating around thoughts on something solidified. And if you do put on your notes, there's a possibility your phone could break, you never know. But if it's on paper, it's there forever. And the best time to do them is right when you wake up in the morning during your morning routine to ensure you have a positive start to your day. After you type or write your affirmations, speak them out loud with full confidence to wholeheartedly accept and live through every single one. Now, it's going to seem fucking weird at first because you've never talked to yourself in such a positive manner. But remember, the more consistently you do it, the easier you're going to have accepting all these new thoughts. And also reading them in your head or aloud again right before you go to bed or even just throughout the day. Affirmation tips. So focus on how you're feeling mentally and emotionally at that very moment in time. So the exact time that you're writing these affirmations, that way they are as personalized as possible to how you're feeling. And you can adjust them as often as you want. It's likely that you'll feel pretty confident about your current affirmations after a couple weeks of repeating them. And when you feel like they're just repetitive, tedious thoughts and words that are you're writing down or speaking out, and that's when you'll know that you can adjust it a little bit and change them around. And again, be consistent and repeat them every single day. Get excited about waking up and speaking your dream mindset, because this is how your dream life will start to flourish and start to appear right in front of you. A little more affirmation tips. This is literally about writing them down. So before you even go into it, monitor how you feel. Monitor what your mood is. What are your emotions? Do you feel positive? Do you feel negative, tired? You can write these down before you write down your affirmations, or you can just simply speak it to yourself prior. And then once you get a gist of how you're feeling right now, then go ahead and write or type out 3 affirmations that are related to your internal and or physical characteristics. So think about what Mr. Mean Voice tells you on a daily basis. Does he say things like, I am poor, I could never afford that, I have no fucking motivation, I am so unhappy, whatever it may be? Then I want you to write or type out those 3 negative thoughts. And then next to those negative thoughts, you're going to write the complete opposite. And the complete opposite is going to be your positive affirmations. So for example, down here, I am poor translates into money comes easy to me. I can never afford that translates into I can afford anything I want. I have no motivation translates to I have all the motivation in the world already inside me. I am so unhappy translates to I have an abundance of happiness. So it is the complete opposite. Then after writing them down, again, speak them out loud with full confidence, good posture to wholeheartedly accept and live through every single one. And then since you monitored your mood prior, now I want you to monitor your mood after writing down those positive affirmations. How do you feel now? What are your emotions after writing and speaking those affirmations? Do you feel any different than before? And then again, read them aloud or in your head right before you go to bed, or just continuously throughout the day whenever you feel those negative thoughts start to pop up. Now we'll go into detail about the specific types of affirmations and some examples. So, abundance affirmations focus specifically on what you feel like you have a lack of. So, that could be down here in the middle. It could be a lack of money, it could be a lack of happiness, lack of motivation, whatever it may be. Some examples of the opposite, so positive affirmations to put instead of whenever you feel like you have a lack thereof. My life is full of abundance, money comes easy to me and effortlessly. I am increasingly magnetic to health, wealth, abundance, prosperity, and money. Every day I'm attracting more and more abundance into my life, so on and so forth. You can read down that list. Then for fear and anxiety affirmations, they focus specifically on what scares you in the future and not being able to control it. So this can include failure, the unknown, change, rejection, death, etc. A couple on the right column, I'm safe in this very moment. I acknowledge my own self-worth. I can become calm and still as I allow myself to breathe. A few more examples down there. And then lastly, self-esteem affirmations focus on how you feel about yourself, both internally and externally. So examples, I am worthy, I am loved, I am enough, I am whole just as I am, I give myself unconditional love, and then continuously down that list as well if you want to check them out. And there are more examples in the week 2 documents list. So you can go in there, kind of pick out the ones that really resonate with you, or you can just pull ones out that you feel specifically you need at this very moment in time. Now, fear of failure. So let's talk a little bit about fear of failure. This can be in the sense of fitness, nutrition, mindset shifting. If you feel like you don't want to start because there is a chance of failing, then this little lesson right here is going to be super beneficial for you. So with a not so positive outlook in the beginning, if this is where you are right now, you are likely to experience some nagging what if scenarios. Like, what if I don't put on muscle? What if I don't tighten up? What if I don't make healthier food choices? What if I don't hold myself accountable? What if, what if, what if, what if? So fear of failure is the number one driving force that deters people away from leveling up or achieving new goals because they're scared to even start. And the reason for this is because in school, through a testing system, we're taught that if we don't ace, we fail. And real life is completely different. In life, there is no failure. There is no rule book, study guide, or practice exam. There is not a single way to go about life. If there was, all 7.6 billion people on this planet would act, talk, walk the same. And that shit would get fucking weird real quick. And so in order to break the fear of failure barrier, you must accept that doing something wrong or incorrectly the first, second, or 11th time is normal. Each time you fail, you learn. And each time you learn, you level up. There are levels to this shit. So there is no failure. There is only learning. All right. So now to go into our fitness portion, our first exercise variable. We talked a little bit about variable training last week and what it was. And so our first one is going to be tempo manipulation. Now to just give a quick overview, just to reiterate, variable training consists of many different manipulation methods that allow you to perform the same basic movement patterns a little differently each week while still focusing on progressive overload. The small differentiation in the movement will keep you from getting bored with the same exercises every single week. And so, tempo manipulation is essentially about how fast you perform the reps, how fast you perform the exercises. And this one focuses specifically on control and patience. So, a lot of times, if you go in the gym and you really want to get through a workout, you'll likely try to pump these reps out as fast as you can just to get in, get out. But the goal is to perform each rep of each movement with a 2-1-2 tempo. So 2 seconds from the starting to the middle position. So, for example, bicep curls, starting at the top or starting at the bottom, coming up, 1 second at the top, and then 2 seconds on the way down. So 2 seconds from the starting to the middle position, 1 second in the middle position, and then 2 seconds from the middle back to the starting position. Tempo manipulation also emphasizes mind to muscle connection in order to keep your focus on feeling the specific muscles that are being targeted. Remember, if you're just pushing through a movement, then you're likely not hitting the specific muscles that you want to work. And remember, mind to muscle connection is how we're going to increasingly put on more muscle, quote unquote, tighten up, quote unquote, tone, and just give you that concrete figure. And so that is all for week 2. We covered a good amount. I'm excited for you to try tempo manipulation. This is the first manipulation method. And then we're also introducing that first mindset shifting technique. So those affirmations, go ahead and try it out this week. And remember, there are the 3 documents connected to week 2 in the